Hello everyone, Forrest here today to do this YouTube video right here. And let me check something. Okay, I'm good. So, from reading the title, you might think immediately like, "Oh, this guy has gone fully mask off. This guy has gone insane. Oh my god. Oh my god," and some shit like that. This video is not necessarily political. It isn't, but it's a concept I want to talk about on this channel for a specific reason, and it's just because I've been thinking about it a lot recently. So let's draw something for a minute. Let's draw something for a minute. It's like this, okay. Now, to the untrained eye, this is the normal distribution graph that you would see usually in statistics. This is the middle part where mostly everyone that you know is in. You know, it's just like 34%, 68%. You know, this is, and like in this section right here, this is where um it's like 30, 34, 34, 13.5, 13.5 right here. There's another one right here. This is where the 0.5 is. This is not a statistics class. This has a specific reason on why I'm actually doing this. Because I want to demonstrate a point I'm about to like make. And this is about being extreme in this world. Okay, in anything that has a quality fixture into someone's mind or life. I'm gonna put it in this font right here. So this is the 0.15% part of the whole thing. This is the 2.35% of the thing. This is the 14.5. I think I'm wrong with that, but I think it's that. No, it's 13.5. 13.5%, and then this is the 34%, and you can just imagine it mirrored on the other side there. Most people who are successful usually lies around here. Some people, some more common people, as I would like to call them, people that you would relate more onto on the human experience, in more of them not being rich, but they're successful enough to get you to watch them on the screen and to say their name that they've chosen deliberately out loud with your mouth in reference to whatever you're saying about them. And I mean that in a mass scale too. In a mass scale too. More than 100,000 people know your name, but more than 1,000 people say it either verbally or through text, because you've built your fame off the internet and all that stuff. Now, this is where most people, this section, especially this section, this is where most people fall into. This is where you would usually get the one-offers. The one-offers. What I mean by that is, in another term, the 15 minutes with fame, and it dries out really quickly. And what I mean by this is those people who would have those classic viral videos. You know what I'm talking about when you say the fucking names of them, but those people, they're normal people, but they had this one moment, and I'm talking about morally in 13.5%. And I mean this in the more of they belong in that quote from Andy Warhol. Every person will eventually get their 15 minutes of fame. 34% of people will never. Even though he says every, he presumes that the person who is going to belong in the every, because not literally everybody is going to have that fame, that 15 minutes of fame. That would be fucking ridiculous to even hear. Like, but it's more rather that everyone who has the brain power to actually make something, put it out there into a forum, and get public recognition for it and praise for it, Now, what does this have to do with being extreme? What does this have to do with being extreme? And what I mean by this is on simple terms in basic English, even though statistics, I'm killing myself, but in statistics, it looks fucking complicated. I do not like it, but some people I have asked, I have 1 more year of high school left, and I've asked, for math, I don't really like, the regular math classes, and people keep saying, oh, go to statistics, go to statistics. There was like a section that we actually tried doing that, and it was fucking confusing. It was horribly confusing because it's remembering terms. It's remembering terms instead of like formulas. I think I'm retarded or I work in a different way. I'm built different. But but in basic English, being extreme in the world is basically being far from the middle of the distribution of the population. It's not being average. It's not being mediocre like around this area region right here. It's not being above average. It's like around. It's about around here. It's about being exceptional. About being like fucking probably sometimes bigger than life. And this is where people I'm gonna title it in like why being extreme isn't necessarily bad, because that's gonna attract some people, because some people usually no, some people do know that I'm like right wing and conservative and all that stuff. It's like, oh my god, he's finally fell into the pipeline. Oh my god, it's not necessarily bad. Kill yourself, but no, actually, well, I'm not like that. But let me just censor it a little bit. It's fucking with me. It's just being around here, okay? Fuck. It's being around like here. Being extreme isn't necessarily bad, and here's the point I'm gonna make. Extremists, in the most cognizant sense, are the people that have invented the light bulb, have invented the internet, that have invented fucking the platform you're watching this on, have invented the recording software I'm recording on, have invented the fucking painting system I'm using right now, have invented the microphone I'm using, have invented the fucking audio system I'm using, which is Focusrite 2i 2b or whatever the fuck. It's something like that. They are the people who have extreme brain power. Now, sometimes there'll be that one person who's like, well, what about like these exceptions where it's like, oh, what about that person? What about this person? No, they seem normal. They seem normal in the outward appearance to most people. That's what most people focus on, the outwardly appearance. Sometimes, to rare times, people actually focus on the inward type of appearance, and usually they would think, oh wow, so that's why uh he did this, he did this. That's why. Oh, that's how he like built this huge empire, something like that. Hershey, Edison. I don't care. Like, oh my god, he didn't invent it. No, that black guy just like improved it. I don't know. It was like I don't remember the name, but some people say, oh, he wasn't the one. Look, if it works and if it doesn't burn out in less than like a day or some shit like that, they're the first. Like I'm not gonna get into that tangent. I could get that into another day. But it's annoying to hear a lot because it's in some way trying to discredit him. Like, oh no, he wasn't the first. But I mean, would you rather would you rather be in a universe where um you would have to like rebuy it like every day? No, actually, that's kind of retarded shit I just went through. But being extreme isn't necessarily bad, and people. I'm just going off the top of my head because I have been going through a lot of like this self improvement like YouTube channels, and I've just been hearing this like be balanced, and they're usually the ones. And people would think that they're like, oh no no no, they're like part of the 1%, which would lie around like uh roughly like here. This is the 1% like landmark. That past that, like over here is like the ultra rich, ultra successful Elon Musk, Bill Gates, fucking Jeff Bezos people, and everyone else here is like Um, close to here, it's like the millionaires, billionaires that people don't know, millionaires that some people know. Uh, then it's like here to like, oh, the people who make a lot of money online and all that stuff. You get what I'm saying. People, I don't know if my distribution system is like fucked or retarded in some way. Tell me if it is. But what I'm gonna mention in with politics is what I said with the inventions, with the innovations, ideas, and systems. That has things to do with politics too. Extremists aren't necessarily bad. How do you react with that in the mind of your own? See how you reacted. Is it with, I don't know if I'm gonna sound pretentious. Is it with like revulsion, like, oh, is he really saying that Nazis are bad? Is he really saying that all these people aren't necessarily I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about those people. And the point I'm trying to make is the democracy that we have right now. If you're watching in the U.S., I don't know where. If you're watching this in the shithole country, even in the UK or France, like there's some fucky wucky shit down over there. We have our own problems over here, but I'm just looking at some videos where there's some videos, some special videos that I see from them. It's like, yeah, you know, there's some interesting things that are happening over there. I just realized that the mic was a bit down. But anyways, the idea of a democracy came from an extreme mind. I don't really know like the full history of the idea of democracy or anything like that, but I know that it probably came down from another person, but it went up to these Greek philosophers. There's already been probably some before them, but they were the ones that really like um gave it the form that we are familiar with in some way. I'm not gonna go. I don't even know like the full. I'm not gonna even try to attempt or pretend to do know about it, but they did, and it originated in extremists' minds. And this could be said with any ideology too. Uh, and I think most people are afraid to say that because they immediately think of the intensity. They immediately think of like all the. I don't like saying the word programming because it's been overused by all these people who do. I'm not saying I know it fully, but I don't think they know what they're saying. What does it mean to be programmed? Okay, what does it mean to be programmed? I'm not gonna go into like some schizophrenic talk about the Matrix. I just want to fucking. They probably don't know what they're talking about. They probably don't know what they're talking about. They're right in the sense that we are set in ways and trajectories to think certain thoughts and and certain patterns that are set up by your environment, by parents, and by largely the society that you live in or nation that you live in. But even then, you would still freak out over somebody saying that, thing because it's simple being an extremist and as a person is simply just being out of the norm, way out of the norm, which could be good if it is harnessed in a way where it's used to impact the world positively, or it could be bad, which most people think it's bad when they hear extreme, because it's not that I do not belong in this group right now. I'm still in this group. I'm trying to get out of it. Trying to get out of it just by making these videos and making all this stuff. But it's that everybody like, oh fuck, that's the wrong shit right here. It's it's like everybody here. There's a way. Actually, let me make this shit. Everybody here. Everybody here fears the extreme because it's something unknown. It's something that they don't know. It's something that they uh, are uncomfortable with because it's sometimes it is the tonations, the tone, the articulation, the emotion that comes with uh the ideas being expressed by certain people that they do not like. And I know there's some names that would probably come up to your mind with what I'm saying. I don't necessarily have sympathies, but the fact that people have hate for them and they would wish death on them, which I don't think is a good thing, no matter who it is. I don't. I'm saying it here first. I don't think it's good to wish death on people. Um, makes me sympathize with them a little bit, not with the ideas, but with them as a person, because I don't think it's good. Okay, fundamentally, no matter who it is. Okay, and you can be extreme in creativity too. This is where like all the biggest musicians in the world, Michael Jackson, fucking all the other people, I'm not gonna list because it's too much, but all the extreme fucking athletes who focus on this one sport, and then you inevitably they would have to like sign some deal with like some sports manufacturer or some shit like that. They focus really good on that stuff. They become really big athletes in either basketball, baseball, football, or anything like that. Uh, the Tom Brady's, the Michael Jordans, the fucking Crenshaw's. I don't know if Crenshaw's like big on a national stage, in baseball, but I don't know. Jesse, no, something Jackson. I forgot his fucking Robin Jackson. I don't fucking remember his name. But you get what I'm saying. Being extreme isn't necessarily bad. It's that being balanced, is what leads to people being belonging in this. Okay, and this is what we call. This is what people uh, in the self improvement sphere, the mediocre zone. It's where it's defined by people having, and this isn't, and being mediocre. I'm not saying it is it. I'm not saying that it isn't necessarily bad, but people who there's people who belong in this zone that want to achieve, but they don't because they're set in these ways that would make them think and make them act in very common ways in accordance with other people. If that makes sense to you, there's a reason. I don't know if it's just like the health version alarmists as with climate change. Like there's gonna be nitrogen's gonna kill us. No, no, no. It's this thing. It's that thing. It's this thing. Like every like 5 years or so, especially I think it was with the population bomb, uh, made by this one guy. I don't remember his name, but it was wrong in his predictions. Like the world's gonna end at this around this decade because of overpopulation of this and that, and it's all wrong. It's all wrong. And the scary side thing. The scariest thing about it is the 50-50 chance of it becoming a boy who cried wolf situation, or we should never trust these people ever again to say their fucking mouths into the public forum. But besides that, yeah, this is what most people would call the mediocre sphere. What most people are belonged into onto how they act and how well also in their position with uh their society, either by status, wealth, health, and all the other metrics that you can use that could be uh measured in order to determine on whether your life is successful or not. I'm not a teacher, by the way. I don't know everything. I don't know. I need to say. I should have said this at the beginning, just to give a disclaimer. Don't know everything. I'm. This is. I'm. You know Jay-Z, right? You know how he never writes anything down. I don't write anything down. I may write notes, but it's never like full verses. I never write full fucking verses. I never write scripts. I tried doing it once. I got bored of it. How the fuck can people write scripts? I don't want somebody else to write a script for me. I want to express. I want to express on what is on my mind straight to the fucking energy point of the camera and into the microphone to it to be transferred into someone's mind. I want it to be as frictionless as possible, which scripts do really kind of have if you're that kind of person who doesn't like doing it. But I understand the importance of it because it gives structure. But at the same time, though, I don't know if it's retarded saying this. It kind of gives it kind of boxes you in onto what you're going to say. And I know people could say like, oh, but you can just write down the thoughts that you want to say. Yes, I understand that, but the thing is, I know I can revise and all that. I'm like, oh, I remember this and this and that. It's that there would be a lot of addendums and PSs in that script. If you get what I'm saying, I would have to do some shit like that. But anyways, yeah, being an extremist isn't necessarily bad. And if you think this is gonna be, like the telltale sign of like, oh my god, this is the moment. This is the moment he went to the dark side. This is the moment where he just fell off the earth. He fell off. Actually, I hate saying that because I never was on. That's the truest statement that anybody else I've heard say. I was never on. I was never in the high positions people have ever thought of me to be in. It's just that I don't want to be afraid of expressing myself anymore. I don't want to be afraid of that shit. It's just fucking it gives a pressure on my chest to not say the things I want to say, either anonymously or publicly. Not with my full name. That's fucking stupid. Never if the moment that the internet becomes de-anonymized, or however you say it, that is when people will riot. Okay. I'm not calling for it. I need to say that. I need to make that clear. I'm not calling for it. I'm just telling you, if that happens, that will happen. Okay. Also, I realized that this is on the lower end. Flip this shit and apply it to here. Just apply it to here. Okay. Don't. I'm I'm not redoing this video. I just wanted to get this shit on my chest because it's not good to keep shit. It's not good to keep shit in like that. I'm gonna make a thumbnail after this shit and then just go to sleep, upload it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys, I just hope you have a blessed day. A blessed day. Okay?